about Jesus, whether you're a Christian, not a Christian, that Jesus has impacted our lives so much that we can't stop talking about what He's done in us. Put your hands together. Help me welcome up Marshall Mole.
Check. Alright, I'm on. Alright, guys. Hey, I'm Marshall. If you guys don't know me, my name is Marshall. Okay. A little bit about me. I grew up on the Leeward Coast, down in Waianae. So, you know, like, nah. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. But just tell you a little bit about me. I grew up being independent, being dependent on myself. I grew up with my parents hardly there, and I grew up just wanting to do stuff for myself. So I've graduated from high school, and when I went to college, I figured, I'll go to a California college so that you know, my parents would be proud to finally say, hey, you did a good job. Hey, right on. And straight off the bat, I went to college and I started to party. I started to screw going to school. Let's go party, let's go. I'll go hang out, party till the next morning, do stuff I'm not supposed to be doing, you know. And you can only live the high life so long until I finally found myself reaching a low point in my life, and I was in this hole and I was sinking, and there was no way to look. There's no place to go, and something within my heart was telling me, you need to go home. And as prideful as I am, no, I don't want to go home. What am I going to go home for? My parents are going to say, oh, you didn't make it, oh, you didn't do this. And you know, eventually I went home, and my parents started going to a church called New Hope. And to be honest, straight up, the first reason why I went there was because, get pretty chicks over here. Straight up, don't make like you guys don't do them. I know you guys don't. You know, it's like, look, you know, girl over here, and girl over there. I can get used to this church. And a friend invited me to, at that time, what was called Pursuit, a young adults ministry. And this guy was speaking, Larry, he spoke on his child. And his child was going through this hard time, but he still gave thanks to God. And he still gave praises to Him. And I was like, how can his son be going through something that's so hard, but he's giving praise to someone that he can't even see? So that night they had an altar call, and the pastor said, you don't have to be perfect, but if you want to experience this type of love, then you can accept Jesus Christ into your life as your Lord and Savior. So that night I did, and they prayed for me, and you know, it's been like 4 or 5 years from it, and I haven't looked back. I've grown so much from serving and learning. And recently I've actually joined this ministry called Life Change, which, to be honest, you guys should take. It's very impactful, and you know, being in the Lord so long, I found myself sitting in on the first session. God, why do you have me here? I've learned this already. These things I've learned when I first came to you. Why do I have to learn it again? And I went home and I prayed. I got on my knees and started praying. I was like, God, why do you want me here? And then God said, have you opened your heart? Have you really heard my message, or are you living my message? And as a big guy as I am, I started crying. I was like, how can I get caught up in the everyday things when you are just the one that brings me down to my knees? You're the one that opened my heart. And ever since that first night, I've picked up stuff and I've learned stuff that, I might have not caught the first time, but I've caught it the second time. So, if you guys get the chance, I'll tell you guys to take that class. But God put it in my heart to ask you guys this question. Are you really opening your heart to God's word? Or are you listening to his word and putting it in the back of your mind? So, that's just how I want to end this. And my friend would say, if you're not doing it all for Jesus, you ain't living right. Thank you.
Thanks, Marshall. And as a pastor, I love hearing stories like that. My name's TJ. I'm one of the pastors at Fuse East, Brandon Fuse West, and so that to me is amazing. I love it because for me that just validates everything that we do.